Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 Premium Japanese Battleship Key. So here's the key. What's unique about this particular key? Well, it doesn't go into every door. It's got a special door. It's a Tier 8 Premium Japanese Battleship that has torpedoes. Yes, it has torpedoes, and they're mounted similar to a Japanese cruiser. So rear mounted. That is a little bit harder to use, honestly, than the torpedoes, but that's not the reason why I would avoid pretty much altogether incorporating the torpedoes into an aggressive playstyle, because that's just not what the Amagi or the Key or pretty much any Japanese battleship does. They really rely on long-range accurate large caliber guns, which 410 is pretty fair at this tier. You've got 406s that it competes with, you've got 380 also, but as you can tell, it functions just like an Amagi. It feels very comfortable. We got a good, clean broadside shot on the Leander, and now he's like panicking. Oh my god, he hit the shot. Pull back, pull back, pull back. I'm hoping that I could rearm and hit this shot. So I'm going to sort of spread it around every potential location he could go, left or right, and we'll see how well this works out, right? Come on, come on. Oh, yes. So clearly, it's a battleship. It's really good at killing cruisers still. No issue there. Very accurate guns. There's not a module that you can't equip on it that you can equip on the Amagi. Everything functions exactly as you would expect. You've got 1 second longer reload, but you have better AA protection and torpedoes. But the torpedoes are really defensive in nature. They're not offensive at all. You would never push forward in this ship to use the torpedoes like you would with the torpedoes. Another broadside shot on a Citadel. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. So the team deployment is a little concerning. The DDs are not going for B. Obviously, nobody on my team apparently is going for B. And it looks like they kind of want to funnel towards the southeast side of A. Now, we do have ADD, 2 DDs actually trying on B. They're trying, Notser. Don't call them out and say they're not. You're right, that they are trying, but they're not going to succeed without support from the team. And the team's deployment is very passive. So I'm worried. I'm very worried about the deployment in this game. I'm not worried about the Key. The Key, it's an Amagi. If you want a premium Amagi, get it. It's got better AA, worse rate of fire, and torpedoes. But in this game, I don't know how well I can work, because up until this point, the Key has been pretty meh, honestly, but I can't really blame it on the Key. I don't think that there's anything glaring that is weak about it. You know, the battlecruiser Amagi has some angles that the armor works really well on, and it's the exact same experience on the Key. Good angle of fire. You know, 410's very usable. I can't complain. So we're going to engage this guy, spread it around in any direction that he could potentially head, and it looks like we got him. Yep. Got the shells on the target. So the rate of fire. Well, let's talk about the rate of fire. 1 second. How much is that really going to make a difference? You could pick up the Adrenaline Rush skill if you're really concerned. I actually do have it. The build that I suggested is my Yamato build. I really believe in the idea that you take damage, and you should turn that damage into something useful, like improving your ability to do damage against the target. So I always pick Adrenaline Rush on all my battleships. This is no exception. And since it is a premium, you really want to use it as a trainer. And I think it's a great trainer, a great super solid trainer. Enemies bow on, we hit the gun, of course it shatters. Now it says that we penetrated. We didn't penetrate, we shattered. I don't know what causes that. Maybe we penetrated the damage of the turret and we damaged it, so we've taken away its health, but we didn't actually do damage to the ship itself. Maybe Wargaming, there could be something that communicates that to the player, because sometimes you'll do a penetrating shot on a target, 0 damage. Oh, and look at these two kissing. Oh, how cute. You'll do a penetrating shot on a target and do no damage, and you're like, wasn't a penetration supposed to do damage? Yeah. So I basically shot mid-ship knowing that I would hit all the targets, but clearly it didn't hit anything that interesting. And look at the deployment now. This is really bad. Both DDs are dead by B. The only one that is alive is the Hatsuharu. We've got to make a play. I'm going to shoot broadside on the North Carolina. I am trying to size up where he's angled. I don't pull the trigger immediately. Apologies for that. I'd rather hit the shot than miss it. And I was going for a Citadel, and I think 17,000 is pretty acceptable. But I'm also trying to move towards the center. We just have to try and do something. If we just sit here and allow the enemy team to have 2 bases to ours, it will probably be too late. So, we run into a couple Atlantas, and I size them up, and I feel like the rear one is the potential. In a tank column, you would go after the front target and the rear target, and they would be bottled up. There's only 2 targets, though, so it doesn't really matter. Broadside gets good damage. No Citadel, though. I would kind of prefer not to do that again and really to kill these guys. How often do you get targets? Well, that's a stupid question because we've got another target that's broadside. But usually, they will react by angling away if they feel threatened. And this Atlanta does not feel threatened. So, elevate the gun since he's moving off. Get him midship and take him out. Clearly the key has no trouble killing any cruisers whatsoever. That is certainly still viable in this ship. So, yeah. But when are we going to see the torpedoes? Speaking of torpedoes, there's an enemy DD somewhere over here. We're going to take one. And interestingly, it doesn't actually knock out our torpedo. It doesn't provide a flood on our ship. It does knock out our engine, so I was like, I gotta repair this. I'm a sitting duck if I don't. So I do that, and I'm gonna hunt down this enemy DD. You might see me attempt to send the torpedoes, but they are 6 kilometers. It's just not as usable as you would hope. It's sort of a gimmick. To me, a gimmick is something that doesn't really have any substance to it. And that's what these torpedoes feel like. Is that unfair? You know, does that make you not want to play the ship? No, I think it's just a bonus, honestly. I don't see it as something that, oh man, I can't get torpedoes consistently on the target with my 6 kilometer range. I mean, I don't really expect that. But what I do expect is to kill this enemy DD. Now, no one is reacting, and we are not detected any longer, so that means he is directly behind this island in front of us, at the very least. And I'm going to try and rotate around it quickly, out of line of sight. We get a little bit of information just prior to him because of the aircraft. And my guns are not in position to make full use of this, unfortunately. And I don't think I fired my guns. I think my secondaries went off, and you notice they bloomed out my ship. That was interesting. That was interesting. Did it always work like that? Did the secondaries always bloom out the gun? I swear I didn't fire my main gun. But yeah, he rounds the island. He recognizes, oh crap, this is dangerous. We get a big side shot, of course, complete overpen. We earn Confederate, and he pops his smoke. And I'm going to try and avoid the inevitable second set of torpedoes. If I would have gone the direction I was headed for maybe 2 seconds more, maybe 1 second, we would have avoided the torpedo completely. As it goes, we took it right on the nose. And we have to deal with it. So here's the torpedo arc. You see how far we have to show our butt to use it. And it's only 3. So it's interesting, but I wouldn't consider it a part of the strategy at all. And he's not going to let me find him at all, is he? My aircraft is still on cooldown. Torpedo's not going to hit anything. And we are definitely not spotted. So at this point, I'm going, we're kind of investing a little bit too much time in this, Notser. We really need to think about capturing and taking out the target. But it's a DD. If it's allowed to exist, it will probably torpedo the other battleships that are near me. I have this experience that dictates that the team will forget that it exists and ignore it completely, and then they will be susceptible to it, and I will feel guilty. Conveniently, our aircraft comes up, and for whatever reason, he keeps his AA turned on. So he sees that my aircraft's up, and my aircraft sees immediately that he exists, and he's trying to line of sight. Very extreme. Like maybe he was baiting me through that gap. No, I'm not falling for that. No, your torpedoes would have been up, and I don't really need to do that. So I'm gonna start heading back towards B. This is just too far forward, too far away from the combat zone, and I need to contribute more. We did such a great job early on, and I've really wasted a lot of time. But I was trying to get this guy dead, because I know how powerful a DD really can be. Again, you infer that since you are not spotted, he's behind the island. That's the only possibility. When I actually am in line of sight, I confirm that, there's no other DD, and the enemy is not within the detection range. So clearly, he is moving off, and for whatever reason, again, he has his AA turned on. I don't know why. But I'm not going to worry about that. We can't lose this game on capture. It's already a little bit too close. If the enemy started to run, we probably would have a tough time, honestly, dealing with this. But since 3 or 4 are headed towards the center, I think we're okay. I think we're going to be okay. Now we have this enemy, I think it's, what is it? Yeah, it's a Geniza now. Going to rotate my guns to the starboard side. And I'm going to set up a shot. Now, I did a little bit of bouncing over the island to gauge what I needed to do for a lead, and we did okay. Could have done better, but it was a little bit of a blind shot. Our friend sent his torpedoes, and our friendly ally is going to have to deal with it, but that doesn't matter right now. What matters is the Geniza now is fully out in the open, and we can aim right at the top of the hull, and hopefully we can do massive damage. Oh baby, can we get lots of damage on the target? Yes we can. Oh man, accurate guns, what can I say? They feel good. 410 feels very usable. It's just exactly what you expect from the Amagi. It is a premium Amagi, and that feels great. That really does feel great. So he's trying to heal up. I think he's over rotating. I'm going to send my torpedoes. Why not? It's not like he's going to actually be in range, but you never know. And we're going to side shot this guy. Now I let him a little bit too much. Missed out on that. Friendly was able to take it out. My bad. I just failed right there. Completely failed. But that's okay. That's okay. We're doing fine. We're doing fine as a team. 130,000 damage. Gonna make a ton of bank. That's what premium tier 8s are for. This is top tier, so it's the best case scenario. But quite frankly, the tier 8, 9, and 10 battleships feel very competitive against each other. They all have 32mm bows. They all have pretty fair rate of fire, gun caliber. I have no complaints. So since we captured B, I'm going to head back towards that DD and just provide a little bit of protection. I got my aircraft. I trust myself to avoid the DD trap. Over my teammates, I'm running vigilance. So, I think I'll be okay. Not okay with that shot, though. That shot could have been way better. But, you know, here comes more torpedoes. Looks like we're going to take a little bit, trying to fit myself in. Friendly gets a nice torpedo attack. Yeah, nice torpedo attack. And yeah, this guy, he is apparently moving off. Oh, well, that's where he went. He's over at A. Now, we're not detected. So again, he's right behind that island, right in front of me. He's right there. You see where my cursor is? That's exactly where he is. I'm going to rotate my guns to the port side, and I'm going to try and rotate around the island as quickly as I can. I would like to get over 140. That would be nice. That would be swell. But, you know, the friendly Turpets, the friendly Hatsuharu, they're converging. And this Turpets has done work, by the way. 5 kills. Absolutely fantastic game by the Turpets. But I would like a little bit of damage. Just give me a little bit. Lead him in the direction. You know, he kind of looks like he's slowing down. Maybe I'll let him a little bit too much. And then, of course, I don't lead him enough. Damn it! Urgh. Friendlies will probably kill him before I can reload. There's just too many people, too close. Secondaries, main battery. We got the friendly DD. I'm going to try, though. Oh, I think we are going to be accurate. We're going to be accurate if the teammates don't kill him. And the teammates kill him, so. Good game either way. That Turpets on the screen did a fantastic job. We earned 1 million. That's pretty good. A lot of medals. 3 kills, 139,000 damage done. 2,190 base XP. And look at this, Turpets. Great job, Turpets. Great job, Turpets. 9 kills between us. I really enjoyed this game in the key. Super solid pick if you're interested at all in a premium, high-tier Japanese battleship. The only thing that would give me pause is the potential existence of the Musashi. That is the Yamato's sister ship. Probably a tier 9 or 10 premium. And I'm going to guess, if it's a tier 10, it's a clan reward, which is not easily obtainable. This is much more obtainable for those who want to train their Japanese battleship commanders. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.